Hello again, this is Ben Hitchcock Cross talking to you today. It's Saturday. Oh my goodness, we've had 5 days of the Teresa Faerron hearing all week, and that is in front of the Department of Administration and not the Department of Workforce Development because of Calvin Furman, the deputy superintendent at that time. We'll have a lot more on that, but here's something I couldn't wait to share. Yashika Spears, who is the main investigator, the frontline investigator for the Equal Employee Rights Division, ERAD, as it used to be known. And this is where if an employee wants to file a complaint against their supervisor, that's where she goes, the employee that is. And Yashika Spears does the investigation. Now, here's what we found out. At no time has Yashika Spears, she does this, by the way, she makes her determinations, her findings, in conjunction with her boss. And so, in my opinion anyways, it's the boss that's making the determination. Now, what does she do? She has never ever found in the 7 years that she's been the investigator a single instance of discrimination, a single instance of retaliation. She has no training of any kind, apparently, in investigating discrimination complaints. She couldn't even define discrimination as I understood it. It was simply astonishing to me to learn that MPS has never, ever throughout the entire Posley administration found one time when it agreed with an employee, at least their complaint, that there was discrimination or retaliation. That, I guess, goes back to the old adage that HR is there for management and not there for the employee. But I do know how many employees have come to me and explained to me how much faith they had put into Yashika Spears and that whole process. And, from my point of view, I that always surprised me, but a lot of people have faith in the process and the MPS from another time. And there we have it. It's just not a thing that. Here's my favorite part. Absolutely my favorite part. Whenever you get an investigation response from Yashika Spears, it's going to say right on there, every effort has been taken to maintain a fair investigation, or words to that effect. It's also clear, by the way, that if the complaint is about a senior director or higher, that automatically Yashika Spears, and she learned this from her previous boss, there's nothing that says this in writing, that what they do is that's a totally different process. And really what that means is it goes straight to the person against who you're complaining. We've learned a lot throughout this hearing, and I've got a lot more to share to you, but I think more than anything, we've learned that there simply are no protections from retaliation at MPS. At least, I don't know about the present time. I know they've changed things, but I'm not very confident about that. But we'll always see. But that's where I'm at. I'm deeply, deeply skeptical based on what I've learned at the Teresa Faerron hearings that MPS is now committed to protecting its employees against retaliation, and that indeed every step of the process is designed, in fact, to cloak what's really going on, which is to draw out, to extend, to make employees feel listened to, but not to actually change anything that's going on. And so that's at least what I've learned from Yashika Spears and the Teresa Faerron hearing. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll keep you informed.